Hey guys, Sherm here, and today I'm going to be testing the Arash AF8 Falcon Edition in Asphalt 9 multiplayer at Golden Max against other cars of the New Breed Rivals season. Please consider subscribing if you have not already, and be sure to check out my Furum Clips channel as well as my Purple Team Discord. You can find the links to those in the description, and I hope you enjoy these races. The Arash AF8 is a mid-tier B-class car. You can compare it to the AF10, which is also in Class B. The AF8 has better nitro and handling, but worse top speed and acceleration, I believe. It also has similar stats to those of the Corvette, but with worse handling, because the top speed at 215 is very similar to that of the Corvette. The nitro is decently long-lasting, but not quite as much, and the acceleration is not the greatest. This car is definitely toward the lower end of the mid-tier B-class cars. I recently won this car in its Looper Prix, so I can say that I won the first Looper Prix. Kinda, sorta. I didn't even get top 5, I think it was, in my tier to get the car, but I got it through packs, which I'm pretty happy about because recently when that's happened, I have not gotten lucky enough to get the car, but this time I did, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I can say I got the car in the first ever Looper Prix. That 360 I did back there was unintentional. Typically that happens when I'm trying to do the brake nitro trick too quickly, and sometimes that does happen. And people have asked me about this in the comments in my last stream. Somebody asked about it. Really what you want to do is you want to just slow down how often you press your brake key. For me, it's S. Like, for example, if I double tap S, I do a 360, so you have to do it like once or twice a second. I want to say like once every half a second is kind of what I do to stay at a good rhythm to build up nitro pretty quickly, but not have to worry so much about 360ing. Sometimes, though, I do it a little bit too fast, and that's when the 360s happen. Good thing was, this season, well, it has ghosting at the beginning. It did not have ghosting throughout, though, so sometimes you would get knocked down later, but at least toward the beginning, you'd have ghosting like usual. Sometimes Gameloft has run seasons, rarely, but it has happened, where the 10-second or 15-second ghosting rule now has been turned off in a season, which was kind of annoying because we all kind of got used to being able to phase through people at the beginning, and kind of running into them all again was not something very enjoyable. So the funny thing about the Arash is that before the update was even announced and we knew any cars that were going to be in it, Arash themselves leaked on their Instagram this car with its 3 Asphalt 9 decals, and I'm not really sure if any car manufacturer has done that before, but I wonder if they got in trouble with Gameloft, or maybe it was just good promotion for the coming update, because a lot of people, including myself, did post about it on their stories. Now, you've probably noticed that most of the videos that I've made about cars in the New Breed Rivals season update have been made in this particular season with all of the cars in this update. Well, this is because this was the main season where I actually could drive a lot of the new cars. Like, none of the new cars have their own seasons in this update, aside from the Tushek, which had its own early on. But aside from that, unless I've missed a few days in there somewhere, all of the other cars have either been in the other seasons, just like, say if it was a B-class season, you'd have just the Saline against all the other B-class cars. But the season that I played the most in was this one right here, and I'm planning to, if people would like to send me races in some of the other cars in this season, I'm planning to make videos about them in the regular multiplayer seasons as well. Because on one hand, I had a lot of fun driving the Arash, pitting it up against other better cars of the update, and just seeing what I could do against them. In this video are 9 or 10, 10 of the best races that I had against the other cars of the update, namely big ones like the Tushek and the Vision, which are a lot faster than this car, about 35 to 40 miles per hour, and yet sometimes I was actually able to beat them, as you'll see throughout this video. Now granted, this was earlier on in the season, and here's another accidental 360. Yeah, I had a couple of them in this car, and I don't really know why. But anyway, yeah, it's fun testing this car against these higher ones, kind of like an underdog tale, you might say. But obviously, that's not really where you're going to be playing against them normally, or they're not the cars you're normally going to be playing against in multiplayer. Regularly, if you were driving this car, you would probably be in Gold League, going up against other B-class cars. So that's why I usually like to get recordings of the max free tries of these cars whenever they first come out in whatever season I can, just to show off their general performance, and then later I like to go back and either test them or show somebody else testing them in regular multiplayer to see how they might do at perhaps a lower star if it's hard to get to a higher star, but just in a more common use case for most people who are able to get the car. So the third club clash has begun just a couple days ago. I signed up my club, Legions United, for it. And yeah, I plan to make a video about that next week. I think I finally got the hang of it. I did some of the Club Clash on stream this past Saturday, if you would like to check it out, see what it's like. I do a bit of explaining there, but yeah, I hope to make a full video about it, just going through everything. I'm not entirely sure about the timeline of that though. Next week, I will be beginning my internship. I'm planning to keep making videos throughout that time, like at least 2 a week like I've been doing, but I'm not entirely sure yet about the timeline of stuff because I'm going to need to reset up everything once I get there, like my desktop setup. And funny story, I found out that the apartment that I'm staying in, even though it's furnished, doesn't have a desk, so I'm having to request a desk specifically. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I get a desk pretty quickly once I get in there. If not, it might be a little while. I'm going to pre-record a couple of multiplayer videos to come out during the first week or so while I'm there. You know, just in case there's delays or I'm just spending all my time doing stuff with the internship or whatever. So you don't have to worry about a drop in videos, but just to let you guys know, I am planning to make a video about that Club Clash sometime pretty soon. A couple of those pre-recorded videos will be for the Brabham and the Balwell. I've already edited those together, just need to do my voiceover on them. You may notice that I've uploaded a lot of videos recently just in this season here. I spent probably 4 or 5 hours one Sunday evening just playing Asphalt 9 in this season to get races in all of these cars, and that's definitely paid off because I've gotten a good number of videos from them. I think I've gotten more videos out of this specific season than I did out of any other season in the history of Asphalt 9. And the reason I did that was because these seasons where you could play in any car in the update seemed so sporadic and rare that I wanted to seize the opportunity when I could, because I wasn't sure how many other chances I would get to actually test these cars before the update was over. As we move into our final race in the video on Rome, I'll give my general review about this car. It was fine to drive, it seemed pretty stable and planted, just nothing really stand out about it. It had good nitro efficiency, that's one thing I can say. However, the rest of its stats were not all that good. It's definitely, as I said before, in the lower mid-tier of Class B, not really one worth spending a lot of tokens on. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt, Forza, Minecraft, and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!